Hey everyone, I'm Joe. As it's been 6 months since my previous video, I thought it's about time for another update. I will start off with a quick recap of basically that previous video where I talk about last year, and then I'll get on to this year and then my future plans. So, very quickly and concisely, last year did not start off well. My mum's physical and mental health suddenly declined in a very dramatic fashion over the course of 2 days, from perfectly okay to definitely not okay. But it turned out to be Alzheimer's, very severe late stage Alzheimer's in a very short time. I became her primary and only real carer. That was frankly traumatic because she didn't remember who I was, so that was, not a good moment for my life, or indeed any of the rest of my family's. And suffice to say, due to how severe it was, she sadly passed away at Christmas. And that was basically the year of hell on a personal level, and indeed for my family. So this year things didn't exactly start off much better, really, sadly enough, because my dad passed away in March due to late stage cancer affecting multiple parts of his body, and that was actually not that traumatic on a personal level to me because I never had much of a connection with my dad, but it still was my dad, so it's still strange, if nothing else. To go in from the start of last year I had 2 parents, now I don't have any. That's odd to say the least. And frankly, nothing much has happened really since that point, other than I've been basically in a kind of a waiting game, because I have been essentially in the slow process of getting essentially kind of a no fault eviction situation where I'm living here, and I have to move. And indeed, within a week of this video going live, I should have moved home. So this is the last that you will ever see this background, hence why there are no books. They are all in storage boxes around my sister's. And it's the last time I will ever actually edit a video with this background as well, which is strange because I've literally filmed in this exact same location almost for most of the 10 years I've been on BookTube, well, nearly 11 years at this point. So it's going to be a strange time. I am moving to a room in a house share. I'm going to have a lot less room than I do now. I have a lot of space now. I'm going to have a single room, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to film. I would very much still like to film if I can, and indeed towards that end I will not be reading physical books. I will, however, be reading ebooks. Now, as you will know, I've shown this before, I have a Kindle. However, I'm not going to be reading this Kindle. This Kindle is the first generation Paperwhite. It is old, at least 8 or 9 years old I believe, and it is really, really terrible. Not just because of the age, I'm almost certain that this was actually faulty from the very start, because the battery life of this compared to other people, even when it was new, was terrible. I mean, this has got a battery life of 6 hours maximum. These things should last at least 20 hours I believe. Even the original generation ones. So so this was pretty much useless, and there's no point me trying to read on this. So I will, however, be using a new Kindle. This is latest generation Kindle Paperwhite in jade green, metallic jade I believe it's classed as. This is absolutely brand new. I haven't even used it yet, other than to update it and get it operational. I have a charging stand for this as well, where I can just slot it onto the stand and charge it, which I love the idea of that. I mean, one day I will get a phone that I can just do that with, and I can just slot my phone in and charge everything without needing to actually plug cables in, which I always find slightly annoying because the cables always fall behind the edges, counters and that sort of thing, which is annoying to everybody. So I will have a Kindle with me. I will be reading ebooks, and I may or may not be able to make videos. Obviously, I do not know the situation when I move, depending on the other people I live with, whom I don't know yet. It may be a little bit noisy at times to film. I mean, I don't think it'd be too bad. I should be able to, but I'm just going to have to do it carefully, because obviously, I don't want to be filming and there's lots of people walking by the room and making a lot of noise, so it'll be tricky to film, but I should be able to do it. I'm just going to have to do it more carefully than what I did. I will be bringing this camera and the tripod with me. The light box, which is behind the camera, which I've had the whole time as well, that is getting abandoned here. And indeed, for the record, that's one of the things that's quite interesting about moving after all this time, especially as I'm being forced to move against my will, frankly. Although I'm quite happy and excited by the idea of the move now, because I'm having to give up an awful lot of furniture and, you know, small personal possessions. Frankly, I'm going to have very little left from the past, which I'm not a sentimental person, but it's still strange. So it's not the easiest, but I am quite looking forward to the challenge of, you know, moving on with my life and getting to a different sort of stage of my life now. So it should be an interesting year or two, and I hope that within maximum of about a year and a half, so by the end of next year, ideally, I hope that I have fixed things even better, and I have my own place once again, because this is, you know, being a house share, nothing against it, but who doesn't want their own space that they can do their own thing in fully? You know, I mean, I don't know anybody that wouldn't want that, at least most of the time. So I will see what happens, but I'm confident, and otherwise, I mean, I am by nature an optimist, so I'm not too concerned by things. Things will work out. I mean, frankly, after last year and the start of this year, it'd be very difficult for things to get worse, frankly, at this point. So, you know, things will work out. Oh, one little additional thing that I want to say is that there is a Worldcon in a matter of a few weeks in Seattle, in America. I will not be going to that Worldcon. I've gone to the previous few, and well, 4 of them in total now. But sadly, I won't be going to this one because obviously, I'm going to be literally moving home in the next week or so. I hope, short of, you know, problems arising, which I don't really predict, but you never know. Yeah, I will be moving, so obviously travelling to America on a Worldcon holiday is, I would like it, but it's not going to happen because I just can't manage to do that whilst moving for obvious reasons. So sadly, I won't be able to hang out with Rachel and Kelsey and everybody there this year, and I probably won't be attending next year, although I believe our little Worldcon group, most of us won't be there next year, I believe. So the next Worldcon that I'm going to be going to, almost without question, is in 2 years, which, unless I'm mistaken, I believe it is Canada. So that will be interesting to go to Canada for the first time. And the one after that is Australia, Brisbane, I believe. So I will probably be going to both of them, if at all possible, which I should be able to. So I'm looking forward to them. That would be nice to travel again. Although, for the record, I definitely want to travel before that Worldcon in 2 years to Canada. I would like to travel ideally this year, but definitely next year. I've got a few ideas. I need to work on them and run them by certain people, let's say, and things should be interesting. Anyway, so with that said, that is basically it for this update. I hope everybody's been doing well. I will be making videos again eventually. And another idea that I have considered, however, actually that I almost forgot about until this second, is that once I have my own place again and I'm back on my feet properly, I'm not in house share anymore, which will be a year or two, I reckon. Hopefully, I will be making videos fully again on a more regular basis. And the one thing that I've considered, I'm still not 100% sure of, but I've been thinking of this for a few years anyway, is about not simply renaming my channel, but actually making a new channel, because I am aware that my channel name, you know, the whole FinalBlowJoe, which was a silly nickname from a friend many years ago, before BookTube, is, I mean, it's certainly slightly memorable because it sounds a bit silly, but it's not very book related. And I've always would like the idea of making a more, you know, sort of slightly more book related channel, well, at least sounding channel, I should say. But we'll see. I mean, at this point, I've got a lot of videos on this, so it'd be a shame to lose them. But then again, I'm not nostalgic, so moving forward is fine by me, and forgetting the past, again, not an issue. You know, forgetting the past is fine, but learning from the past is important, basically. Anyway, with that said, that is it for this video. So I hope everybody's doing well and continues to do well in the near future. I hopefully will be back with a video in a very different setting than this, obviously, because it'll be a different background and everything. Hopefully by the end of the year I'll actually be making a few videos using my new Kindle, which I'm excited to actually read probably next week. And with that said, that is it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you another time. Just not too soon, but soon enough. Bye for now.